right, 1 second here. I did that myself. All right, here we go. By the way, Jonathan, I was going to ask you if you knew what the world's largest migration diaspora is, but India, 17.9 million Indians who were born in India are living in other countries.
Wow.
17.9 million Indians. It's the largest diaspora of immigrants from around the world. That's according to Ruchi Singh of the Migration Policy Institute. He wrote that Indian immigration can be traced back to the colonial era. In 1883, there was an abolition of slavery in most parts of the British Empire, and it transformed the colonial system, replacing slavery with indentured servitude. In the more recent times, many have moved abroad for employment purposes. India is a significant source for low and semi-skilled workers, as well as professionals in healthcare, science, technology, engineering, and math, the STEM fields. It is the world's second most populous country with 1.4 billion residents, and India sends back Indian immigrants from around the world, send back to India an estimated $87 billion a year.
Wow.
And India has the highest number of immigrants with a post-secondary degree in areas such as doctors, engineers, financial professionals, with nearly 3.1 million residing in the 38 countries. And India is now the top origin for immigrants in the United States, with new arrivals from India and China outpacing those from Mexico since 2013. And I will say and people from India know this. It's not a surprise because they have a per capita limit on the number of green cards that can be given to anyone from any particular country. And India, especially for employment-based cases, has waiting lists for skilled and professional workers that some say are close to 100 years old.
Oh, wow.
100 years long.
Wow.
So one of the things that people want as far as immigration reform is to get rid of the per capita limits, because it ends up being unfair to people who are Indian citizens because their waiting lists are extremely long and much longer than people from other countries.
You know, if you were to ask me to guess, I may have gotten it right. Because now that I think about it, like if the largest migrant, just because like you always see so many Indian, British Indians, you see a lot of Indians in the Caribbean, you know, they have like certain terms to call like certain Indians in the Caribbean.
Those are West Indians who immigrated perhaps generations before.
Right, but they're from India.
They're from India originally. I think we're talking about people who were born in India.
That migrant. So it's not talking about from the past.
Not from the past, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, by the way, do you know what country has the highest number of foreign-born residents in the entire world? By far. Foreign-born residents. Somebody who was born in another country who now lives in a different country. What country would you think would have the most foreign-born immigrants of any country in the world?
England. England or United States?
United States, man.
Okay, United
What do you
States.
think we do here?
Yes. So
what do you think we do here? United States by far with 50 million.
Sheesh.
50 million foreign-born residents, 50.6 million. The second closest country is Germany.
Okay.
With 15.8 million,
wow.
Which is quite ironic for Germany because less than 100 years ago, Adolf Hitler tried to kill every person who wasn't white-skinned, blonde, blue eyes, and a Christian.
I guess that's payback.
Right. I mean, so that's quite ironic, right? Saudi Arabia, number 3, 13.5 million. I guess they need a lot of workers to run all of their oil facilities and their entire economy. Followed off by Russia, which is very surprising, 11.6 million
That's also
people.
Surprising. Yeah. I would think the United Kingdom would have.
The United Kingdom is 5th with 9.4 million people. Now, besides India, by the way, if you asked me what was the highest country of immigrants around the world, I would have guessed the Philippines.
Really?
Yeah. Now, actually, the Philippines is actually ninth.
Ninth?
Yeah, you see, to me, the Philippines, wherever you go, there's Filipinos. And as a joke, I would have also said Jamaica, although I know it's not true, because wherever I go, I always see a Jamaican. Yes. Doesn't matter where I go, but I think maybe because I'm known.
I would have picked Mexico.
I think because I'm known to Jamaicans, so wherever I go, I always end up people like, hey, Brett, Jamaica, right? But
I would have picked Mexico.
I know it wasn't Jamaica, but Mexico's number 2, by the way. Yeah, it's 11.1 million
so yeah,
people.
That's what I would have picked.
Russia's number 3. I get that. There's a lot of.
So India is 1.
Yeah, Russia's number 3 with 10.8 million people who were born in Russia and now live in another country.
Okay.
And I would have even guessed China as number 1. To be honest with you, if you told me Philippines wasn't number 1,
China,
I would have said China, and then I would have said India.
That makes sense.
But China is number 4 with 10.5 million, because wherever you go, you always see Chinese people wherever you go, right?
There's always Chinatown. They have really good, a big presence everywhere I usually go as well. So that makes
Syria's
sense.
8.5 million, probably because of the civil war going on in Syria right now. Bangladesh 7.4 million. Pakistan 6.3 million. Now these are statistics from 2020.
I'm sure Ukraine
is at 6.1 million, but now I just read a statistic today that there's 3.5 million Ukrainians have left, or maybe more have left. Maybe there's even more now. So probably Ukraine may be 1 or 2 or 3 right now in the world because of what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah. And, talking about Ukraine, a month into the war, here it is. 3.7 million Ukrainians have fled to neighboring countries. So if you add that to the 6.1 million, that's 9.7.
So they're up.
Assuming nothing else has changed, they would be number 5 now.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
And according to United Nations head of High Commission for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, estimates that 10 million Ukrainians, nearly 25% of the population, has been displaced either internally or externally by the war. Crazy.
Yeah.
The United States is taking additional actions to increase economic pressure on Russia and President Vladimir Putin, following horrific images. We talked about it yesterday. From the Ukrainian city of Bucha, announcing new sanctions today on Russian financial institutions, as well as some people, including Putin's adult daughters and the wife and daughter of his foreign minister. It's not going to really change the course of the war. The only thing that's going to change the course of the war is Putin not being in power anymore.
Right.
As long as Putin is president, he will live a good life in Russia. He will be able to suck all the money out from the Russian people. He'll live a good life. His people around him will live a good life. He'll be protected by Russia, the institutions of Russia, so he won't be brought to any. They can bring all the charges of war crimes against him, what they want, but until he's ousted as president, and he's been president for life,
right?
So ousted as dictator in essence at this point, nothing's going to happen to him. They're sanctioned. The United States has sanctioned Russia's largest financial institution, Spar Bank, its largest private bank, Alpha Bank. The United States is not allowing Russia to take U.S. dollars out of U.S. banks to pay down their debt. At some point in the next few weeks, Russia's going to not be able to pay its foreign debt, its bondholders. What that means for the world economy, what that means for Russia, probably means for Russia that nobody's going to want to do business with them. Because if Russia can't pay their bills, nobody's going to, even people who are friendly with Russia is not going to want to pay their bills. It's not good business.
Yeah.
And Russia's going to have to pay them in rubles. And what's rubles going to be worth after they default on their debt? Be worth the value of toilet paper. What's a ruble going to be worth at some point? Now, Putin is propping up the ruble, but that's at the expense of enormous interest in Russia. You can't have it all. You can't have a stable ruble, low interest, and a booming economy. So their economy is shrinking. Their interest is going up. Inflation, everything costing a fortune now, or substantially a lot more in Russia. Their ruble is staying, they're propping up the ruble at the cost of everything else because they know that at some point they're not going to be able to have dollars anymore to pay their debt, and they want the ruble to still have value to pay. But at some point, everything's going to come to roost. And we talked about this. We talked about this in the beginning of the invasion a few weeks ago. And I talked about it in the relationship between China and the people of China. And remember,
I was actually about to say that.
And do you remember we had that discussion? And the discussion was that there's a social contract, and we were talking about it in essence in China. And there's a social contract between the Chinese Communist government, which is basically, they're not communist anymore, it's a dictatorship, and the people of China. And their social contract is, we will pull you out of poverty, we will give you a better economic life. In return, you have given up your right to choose your leader, you've given up your right to choose freedom of religion, freedom of press, freedom of expression. That was the social contract. We'll make you rich, but you're going to give up this stuff. So as long as the Chinese are getting richer, they will accept their political system. Interesting, two things about that. I'm pretty, what is it? Not proficient, premonition.
Premonition.
Okay. After all of the sanctions that went in today, the White House announced that Russia's gross domestic product is now projected to shrink by double digits this year. I'm quoting an official from the White House. The economic shock this year alone is projected by the International Monetary Fund to wipe out the past 15 years of economic gains in Russia. Pressed about the efficacy of sanctions in ending Putin's war in Ukraine, the White House official underscored the effect they are having on life in Russia and said Putin would eventually have to reckon with his people. Exactly what I said about China 4 weeks ago. I said the White House official said, even an autocrat like Putin has a social contract with the Russian people. He took away their freedom in exchange for promising stability, and he's not given them that stability. This is very clearly becoming a failure for Putin, and at some point he will have to recognize that reality, and he will come, and the Russian people will say, you're breaking our social contract. That's when you have uprisings. And the same thing with China. I'll tell you what's happening in China. The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas Greenfield, told CNN's Kristen Amanpour today that Beijing is uncomfortable now in supporting Russia in relation to Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. They have, in the most recent votes in Russia, where they were supporting Russia in the beginning, have abstained on all their votes. They're refusing to vote. Yes or no now.
Right.
Yesterday, Ukrainian President Zelensky called for Russia to be removed as a permanent member of the United Nations Council, questioned whether the institution even had a purpose anymore if they're not going to protect peace. Addressing the council directly, we talked about this yesterday, Zelensky said it is obvious that the key institution of the world designed to combat aggression and ensure peace cannot work effectively if this all is happening around the world. Now, the United States Ambassador, Linda Thomas Greenfield, she speaks very well, by the way. Have you ever heard her speak?
No.
Yeah, she speaks. She's a well-spoken woman. Do we have a picture of her? She's a well-spoken woman.
Yes,
there she is. Yeah, she said the fact that President Zelensky was able to speak to the Security Council. I'll tell you something before I quote what she says. If you come back to me a second, Ian. I said yesterday, what's the purpose of the UN? And I said, yo, what's the purpose of the UN? And we both said, we don't know anymore.
Right.
Okay, it's all talk. But the ambassador said something today that made me say, okay.
Answered the question?
He answered my question yesterday. What is the purpose of the United Nations? So I want to read her quote.
Okay.
She said, the fact that President Zelensky was able to speak to the Security Council with Russia sitting in the room and see the horrific film that he showed shows the power of the United Nations Council. that we are able to call them out, to condemn this, to isolate them before the world so they don't use this platform as a permanent member of the Security Council to press their propaganda. There were 14 countries speaking yesterday. All 14 countries called for Russia to cease this effort against Ukraine. So while we can't stop the war, we can make it very difficult for Russia to sit comfortably in this council and promote the lies and the propaganda. So the United Nations is a bullhorn to the world. That's what she's saying. It is a loudspeaker to the world. The United Nations can't stop a war, but what the United Nations can do is countries can come together in loud unison and say, this is not right.
Got you.
So it does serve a purpose.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
So I thought that was a good answer. Now, I don't think she was watching Bradshaw Live, or maybe she was.
Never
but
know.
I said, because we said yesterday, so what's the purpose? I said, I don't know either, but she gave a good answer. So I like her now.
Nice.
I didn't dislike her before, but now I like her more.
Even more.
And in the most obvious, in the most obvious testimony before Congress yesterday, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, said that the world is becoming more unstable and the potential for significant international conflict is increasing, not decreasing. I don't think we needed him to come to Congress to tell us this. He said the Russian invasion of Ukraine is threatening to undermine not only European peace and stability, but global peace and stability that my parents and a generation of Americans fought so hard to defend. Thank you very much, General Obvious. We know all of this.
Yes.
What are we going to do about it? That is the question.
I don't think they even have the answer.
That is the question. And what else is happening? Coronavirus, Yo-Yo. Yesterday, U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra unveiled a new push by the Biden administration to accelerate its efforts to prevent, detect, and treat long COVID. I think I have long COVID. Did I tell you?
What does that mean?
Long COVID is associated with a host of lingering symptoms from COVID-19 involving multiple body systems. So it's lingering effects from having COVID. When I had COVID, I had the double pneumonia. I was coughing up blood for 2 weeks. I had a high fever. I went to the hospital twice to beg them to admit me. They said, "You and your virus, get out of here. You're fine." They were It was brutal. They were brutal to me. So I went home to suffer by myself in my bed.
Head low.
Keep my head low. Take my Tylenol and Advil, and I eventually got over it.
Yeah.
But when I was done, my arms were hurting me.
Ooh.
Yeah. And ever since then, I've had tendonitis in my arms. It's been a year now.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually going to an orthopedic doctor to be like, why do I have this? And it happened right after.
Right after.
Yeah. So I'm getting treated for that. Now, I'd have no idea if that's a result of COVID or it's just a coincidence. But I don't know how else I would have got it.
Right.
So I blame COVID. I say I have lingering symptoms from COVID. It's called, what do they call it again? Long COVID.
Long COVID.
So they're giving long haul COVID. So President Biden issued a presidential memorandum directing Becerra to coordinate a new effort across the federal government to develop and issue the first ever interagency national research action plan on long COVID.
Nice.
And these moves come as a bipartisan negotiators led by Senator Mitt Romney of Utah and Senator Chuck Schumer of New York have reached a deal. We talked about this yesterday. $10 billion in aid for COVID relief packages for this year. The bill includes funding for vaccines and therapeutics, as well as testing capacity and research. But as we said yesterday, it notably does not include any funding for global COVID response, and falling short of the initial $22.5 billion requested by the administration for worldwide global response. It also does not replenish the program to test, treat, and vaccinate the uninsured. So when that program runs out of money, the uninsured will not be able to get vaccinated or tested. They'll either pay for it out of pocket or have to get insurance.
Man.
That's a damn.
That's a big damn.
That is a big damn.
Because people already didn't want to get it. So.
All right. You want to have some fun?
Let's
let the camels
humpy.
out. Where are the camels?
It's hump day.
We got some camels?
It's hump day.
It's hump day. All right. Let's see what we got here, yo. So, This was shocking to me. I never thought about this before, but now, right? An employee of chain store CVS, that's the drugstore for those who don't know, took to the internet to ask customers using the store's photo service to stop printing their nude pictures. Stop sending us your nudes. CVS offers image printing services where people can use their cell phones to print off the photos. And according to this employee named Mariah, workers are able to see every one of your photos, including all your nude photos.
Yeah, because they have to put it in the little slit.
Yeah, your bondage photos, your naked photos.
All of it.
All of it. They see it all. So when they hand you back your photos and they're smiling at you, you have no idea what they're smiling about, right?
Right.
She goes, I don't know how many times I have to say this. Don't print your nudes at CVS. There you go. Public service announcement from Bradshaw Live. If we learned anything today, don't print your nudes at CVS. Don't do it. Mariah wrote, I see every last one of your nudes. She shares only her first name, and she said in a comment that not every method of printing at CVS allows all the workers to see the nudes, but just don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Just don't do it. She goes, I had a few people print their nudes and asked for me specifically to package them because they were more comfortable with a female employee seeing their pictures than a male. One time this dude wanted me to help him print his nudes to send to his girlfriend in prison, even though we know you can't send nude pictures to women in prison. Have you ever printed any?
No.
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 All right. No.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
Absolutely, positively not.
Yeah, no.
No. That's a big NL.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone in the squad's ever done that, and then they go and pick up their pictures, and the person's like, is the people like smiling at you when you pick up the pictures?
I don't know.
That's what I would think, right? Meanwhile, a woman on TikTok by the name of Jasmine Meacham, at Jasmine Meacham, she revealed she thought her boyfriend was cheating on her. So she went and made a fake Instagram account. She's not the first person to do this.
Right.
But she's documented it all. She made a fake Instagram account, and the fake Instagram account was pictures of her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah. So she started texting the ex-boyfriend as the ex-girlfriend. Now, this 27-year-old who describes herself as the queen of the most horrible dating experiences explained, me thinking about the time I had a gut feeling my now ex-boyfriend was still in love with his ex-girlfriend, so I made a fake Instagram with her picture as the profile picture and messaged him. And guess what, Yo-Yo?
So what happened? Did he...
He confessed his feelings for the ex-girlfriend and told the ex-girlfriend that he was going to break up with Jasmine Meacham.
Oh, man.
Because he never stopped loving her. Not loving Jasmine, loving the ex-girlfriend. So Jasmine said, I ended things on the first message.
Oh, gosh.
And her video has raked up more than 18,000 views. Lots of people have been commenting on this.
That is
wrong.
Yikes.
Would you ever go to that far?
No.
I mean, if you think, I would think.
If you already think
it, then you know it.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have to do that, you already know your answer.
First of all, I have no time to be making a fake page and
no time
all of that. No.
You already know, but if you have to do that, you already know the answer.
Yeah, she obviously knew the answer, so but oof. Could you imagine like actually typing your significant other, and pretending to be in their ex, and like reading that message saying, yeah, I'm about to break up with them because I still love you. Oh.
I knew somebody who hired a private investigator. I had a friend hire a private investigator.
That's not too much too.
And followed the ex-husband, they're now divorced, but followed the husband around and found the husband going to the girlfriend's apartment during the day when he was supposed to be at work. I know that story. I'm sure
there's a lot of stories
there's a lot of stories like that, right?
Just watch Cheaters, guys.
What's Cheaters?
What?
No, I don't know.
Whoa.
What's that?
It's a show where somebody hires this guy who's like the host of the show Cheaters, and they follow the significant other, and then they confront them with a whole camera crew with the person they're cheating on.
That's like the guy who goes around and finds the fake profiles.
Catfish?
Yeah, Catfish.
Kind of, but like they actually confront the cheater with their ex, or not their ex, or whoever they're cheating with their significant other.
Got it.
Over there confronting them too. It's just a whole lot of drama, but it is fun.
Got it. And what do you think of this? A bunch of models.
Oh gosh.
And social media influencers claim they're being penalized for being too beautiful.
We hear this a lot.
I think it's BS.
Yeah.
Talia Paris, a 24-year-old Playboy model, claims Bumble removed her profile despite her protests that her photos did not break guidelines. She alleges the app removed her pictures because she's too beautiful. She said it happened 3 or 4 times to different pictures, and Bumble only allowed one of my pictures to stay up, which was really hurting my odds in the dating app world. A couple things. Was that a picture of her, Talia Paris? Okay. All right. So this is it. Okay. From a guy who's been on these. I'm sure you have been too. Okay. Number one, you don't know what they're promoting. Okay.
Right.
They could be promoting their OnlyFans page. They could be promoting, honestly, sex for pay. You don't know what they're promoting.
Right.
Okay. Number two, if they say they were kicked off because they're too beautiful and people thought that they were not real. Well, you can verify your profile, so that's BS too.
That's them crying.
Yeah, them crying. Those are their crocodile tears, right?
They're so beautiful.
Yeah, Aloha from Mold Wales said she makes more than $57,000 a year on OnlyFans, but despite her apparently crowd-pleasing look, she's regularly kicked off dating apps. She said she was first booted from Tinder in September 2020, then again in December 2021 after regaining her account, and then she was removed again. And she said, I would never post anything offensive, but it's hard to find a picture of myself wearing clothes.
Okay.
Guess what? You know how you find a picture of yourself wearing clothes? Take a selfie right now with your clothes on.
Do you go to church like that, ma'am?
Yeah. You know what? I'm not crying any crocodile tears for any of them.
No.
What about you?
No.
Not at all. And by the way, it's horoscope.
Oh.
It's horoscope time. It's the beginning of the month, yo.
I followed my advice from last month.
It is horoscope time.
I followed the advice from last month.
And how'd it go?
It worked.
It worked. Yeah.
It was really good.
What was the advice?
It told me to, if you have a project that you have in mind, don't be afraid to lean on friends, ask for help,
and
talk to your network. And I did that, and now I have like a meeting, and I got somebody really big on my team for my script. So
wow.
And I only did it because of this. Because I usually don't like asking people.
Yeah. My horoscope was, I think, go on a date on that Saturday night and you could fall in love.
It was something like that. But it also was like self-love. You were supposed to take a bath or something.
I did take a bath. And I did go on a date that Saturday night. But it wasn't love. It wasn't love. But I took a bath.
Okay.
Well, and here I am.
For us.
And here I am. So here we are. It's, by the way, for April, Venus is in Pisces, whatever that means. And so from April 5th until May 2nd, prepare for life to feel more enchanting and beautiful as Venus is in Pisces. Yeah, and it's going to enhance our relationships and creativity, allowing us to open our hearts even more deeply. So you ready for everybody's mini horoscope?
Let's do it.
Aries, March 21st to April 19th. Prepare to feel especially sensual and sensitive. You'll be feeling the urge to recharge your batteries behind closed doors. Here's a date idea for Aries. Plan a mini staycation with your partner where you sleep in and turn off your phones. Not a bad idea for Aries. Yeah. Taurus. If you're a Taurus, see a florist. No, it doesn't say that. If you're a Taurus, you'll be more social than ever. Focus on having a blast with your besties and pals. Circulate among town. And here's a date idea for Taurus.
Okay.
Organize a group event or dinner and check out a magic show or a comedy show.
Ooh,
that's not a bad idea, too.
I like a magic show. Yeah. That sounds fun.
Gemini, those are the people with two faces, right?
Yes.
Two personalities. As Venus turns the spotlight on your career and achievements, and by the way, Gemini is May 21st to June 20th, yo-yo, in case you were wondering.
Yes.
As Venus turns the spotlight on your career and achievements, you'll be on everyone's VIP list. Promotions, awards, celebrity status. Gemini, having a good month this month. And here's a good date idea for Gemini, Yo-Yo. It says, if you're single and you want to find a hottie, Gemini, if committed, treat your partner like royalty. And if you're not committed, remember, you got a lot to offer.
Oh, okay.
All right. Gemini.
Nice.
I wish I was a Gemini. That sounds good.
Yeah, that does.
Award shows. Getting hotties.
Sounds
Damn,
like
I was born in the wrong month.
Yeah, sounds like a good month for y'all.
I wait till we get to Libra. I'm scared now. All right, Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. Venus will be energizing your life. You'll be stepping out of town to travel or plan to do so soon. And here's a good date idea for your Cancers, June 21st to July 22nd. Take your boo to an immersive experience.
Oh, that's nice.
Leo, July 23rd to August 22nd. That's mom. Okay. Is Mama Yo-Yo? She hasn't watched Hump Day Wednesdays. You ban her.
No, yeah, I ban her.
You ban her from Hump Day Wednesdays.
Absolutely.
As Venus enters into your sizzling, sexy sector of your sky, you can be feeling sensitive. AF, Leos. I don't want to say it. But you are feeling AF sexy.
Yeah. Sensitive.
Date idea for Leos. Spend a night learning Tantra with your partner. Ooh.
Oh.
I like that. Virgo, August 23rd to September 22nd. That's Papa Harvey, my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. Partnership, union, and commitments all smile upon you now, Virgo. Expect more synergy, camaraderie, and closeness. And here's a great idea for all you Virgos and for Papa Harvey. Plan a magical night out with your partner where you discuss long-term hopes and dreams you'd like to tackle side by side.
Aww.
Here's mine. Libra. My birthday, September 27th. Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd.
Uh-oh.
While you're so often in the mood for love, your planetary ruler will be in your sector of productivity, so life will be moving at a brisk pace, Libra. However, this energy should bring more harmony and affinity to your employment, as well as more of a work-life balance. Don't forget to take a bath. I didn't say that. And here's a date idea for me. A fitness class with your partner.
That's pretty...
I think that's pretty good.
I'll do that. Awesome.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
We got so many more to go.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. I didn't realize how many signs there are.
12.
All
13.
Right.
14.
For Scorpio, October 23rd to November 21st. Love is in the air, Scorpio. Single Scorpio should line up dates as this is their time of year to get out there. And by the way, Scorpio's going to have a great sex month.
Oh.
That's what it says. A date idea for Scorpio, plan a photo shoot with your partner. Even if it's intimate. Just don't develop them at CVS.
Yes, please.
Just don't go. If you're going to have an intimate photo shoot, don't develop it at CVS.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st. Prepare for more harmony and sweetness to fill your heart, hearth, and home. As Venus dances into your domestic sector, you'll have more opportunity to fix up your living space into the perfect sanctuary. Here's a good date idea for Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st birthdays. Head out with your bae and pick out cute new bedding and a mattress.
That's different.
That's different.
Yeah.
Mattresses are expensive, but bedding could be a cute idea to do, right?
I like that. Fixing up your living space.
Yeah, that's nice too, right? You don't want to be in some old sheets that some old other people were in.
That's
you
true.
want brand new with you and your bae.
That is true.
All right, Capricorn, December 22nd to January 19th. Your words are magic right now, Capricorn. Everything that you dream up, think, and say will have a sweet touch. And here's a date idea for Capricorn. Venture out into nature for a quick day trip with your boo.
Nice.
That's nice. Aquarius.
I like that.
I guess Ian must be a Capricorn.
Right.
Aquarius, January 20th to February 18th. Money could be raining down like showers of gold.
Whoa.
I gotta find myself an Aquarius.
That's my sister.
Yeah, she's coming into the bucks.
Okay.
She's coming into some money.
Yeah.
Gifts, checks, or even a raise is around the corner. And here's a great date idea for Aquarius. Treat yourself and your boo to a 5-star night out on the town when that money comes rolling in.
They're going to be able to afford it. So
can I call your sister up?
Right.
She's in the money.
She's in the money.
All right. And here you are, Yo-Yo. You're a Pisces, right?
No, I'm an Aries.
Oh, you're Aries?
Yeah.
Can we pass Aries already?
Yeah, that was the first.
Well, Aries is the... Why did I think you were Pisces? You just had your birthday,
I just
too.
had my birthday, April 2nd.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you were... Oh, yeah, that's right. Pisces. I didn't read February 19th to March 20th. I thought we were saving you for last.
Nope.
Okay. As Venus graces your zodiac sign, you're more radiant and stunning than ever, Pisces. Embrace romance, pleasure, and intimacy. And here's a date idea. This is also a good date idea. Couples massage.
I think that's good for everybody.
That's good for everybody. Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.